Good morning, students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 2. In this video, we are going to continue the same unit, that is living world. Dear students, last video class we have seen two attributes of the living organism. One is the growth, increase in number and mass of a cell, that is said to be growth. It is divided into two types. One is the extrinsic, another one is the intrinsic. The growth which is taken place inner side of the cell, which is occur in the living thing, that is said to be intrinsic. When you are coming to the non-living things such as mountain, soil, these things are showing the growth in the external environment, that is said to be extrinsic. Increase in the mass and number of the cell by the activities or metabolic process is called cell division, which leads to the reproduction, that is give birth to young ones. So both growth and reproductions are interdependable activities. Next one, we have seen cell structure. Depending upon the number and size of the cell, it divided into two types. One is prokaryotic, which contains only unicellular organism. Is the first formed organism having the nuclei without nuclear membrane. Cell organelles also absent. They are having only unicellular organism. When you are coming to the another cell, that is eukaryotic cell, having the membrane bounded nuclei and cell organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum are present. This eukaryotic cell may be divided into unicellular as well as the multicellular. Dear students, the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell is an important 3-mark question. Kindly note it down in your classwork. Today, in this video, we are going to see the next attribute, important or vital attribute, is the reproduction. So reproduction is the one of the fundamental attributes which is occur in the living organism. What is reproduction? Any living organism which produce their own species, that is said to be reproduction. So what is reproduction is the another important 2-mark question. The definition is, it is the life-giving activity, that is the tendency of a living organism to perpetuate, that means generate or produce its own species, that is next generation. That is said to be reproduction. Reproduction, which is divided into two types, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. We already studied in the lower classes. That is give birth to young ones or next generation or progeny. That is said to be reproduction. This newly formed progeny or the next generation, most of the characters are similar to the parental one, or they are showing the less similar characters than the parental character. So this reproduction is called asexual reproduction. That means a plant or an animal which are perpetuate of its own species or progeny or next generation, which are having the similar character. Most of the characters are similar with their parents. That type of reproduction is called a asexual reproduction. Is a one type of definition. Another definition is all the living things which are having two variable organism. One is the male, another one is the female. Fusion of male and female gamete, that is said to be sexual reproduction. But in asexual reproduction, A, which means absence of sex organs. Male sex organs, female sex organs are absent, but their plant body which are producing another progeny or species or next generation, that is called a asexual reproduction. The another type of reproduction is sexual reproduction. These reproduction which are showing or producing next progeny or generation with variable character, different character all produce pannadu. How they are producing the variable character in the newly formed generation? By the process is called recombination of the DNA. DNA is the genetic material which is present in the lower organism, that is prokaryotic organism, as well as the higher organism. Lower organism, they are not showing any variation. So that type of reproduction is asexual mode of reproduction. But advanced organism are higher plants and animals which are showing the variation through recombination of DNA. That reproduction is called a sexual reproduction. The another definition is fusion of male gamete and the female gamete to forms the diploid zygote. This zygote developed into a new individual by the process is called a recombination. So these two are the two type of sexual reproduction, asexual and sexual reproduction. Now we are going to see the examples of asexual reproduction, how they are producing the next progeny or generation. Some of the plants such as Aspergillus and Penicillium, both of them are fungi. They are producing conidia, is a special type of spore to give rise to the next progeny. Another organism such as Hydra and yeast, Hydra is an animal, yeast is an fungi, that is plant. They are producing next progeny by the process is called budding. This one also you have studied in the lower classes. The next unicellular organism, prokaryotic as well as the eukaryotic. Prokaryotic unicellular organism, bacteria, and eukaryotic unicellular organism, amoeba. Both of them produced their next progeny by binary fission process. Another one, a Spirogyra, is a green algae, that is plant, which are producing the next generation by fragmentation. Protonemal is the another stage which is produced in the moss, that is pteridophytic plants. And regeneration method in planaria. But some animals which are showing exceptional cases, that are sterile worker bees and mules. This is all the exception from the other animals. So these are all the different mode of asexual reproduction which is seen in the prokaryotic cell organism and also eukaryotic cellular organism. Dear students, this is a diagram of fungi Aspergillus which are producing conidia or conidiospores which are gives rise to the next Aspergillus fungi. There is a one type of asexual reproduction. This is the another example of conidium asexual reproduction, that is penicillium fungus which are producing conidium to generate the next progeny or generation. Dear students, this is the diagram of hydra, an animal which are producing a small bud-like structure on the surface of the body. Once it is matured, it detached off அலேருந்து கட் ஆகிடும் parent bodyலேருந்து and fall off to the ground and developed into a new hydra. So this type of method is called budding in asexual reproduction occur in hydra. Dear students, this is the budding process of asexual reproduction occur in the yeast. First diagram which are showing the yeast, second one which are forming the bud-like structure in the outer surface of the yeast body. The final diagram which are showing the newly formed daughter yeast. Parent yeast is also there. See the parent yeast as well as the daughter yeast. They are showing the similar character. Most of the characters are similar. That's why they are given the variation between sexual and asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction which are producing the progeny with a similar character of their parents. Another one is the binary fission in amoeba. It is the eukaryotic cell but unicellular. See the first diagram. This is the amoeba which are having only one nucleus at the center. The nucleus which are surrounded by a membrane. That's why it is named as eukaryotic cell. The individual cell which are divided into two due to the elongation of the single nuclei, followed by cytoplasm is also divided. Finally, it produces the two daughter cell. Binary fission. That's why they are told binary fission in amoeba. Individual cell which are produced two daughter nuclei. Bi which means two. So this type of reproduction is called binary fission in amoeba. So this is the another diagram which are showing reproduction in bacteria. This is the bacterial cell. It's a unicellular prokaryotic organism having single nuclear-like material. See the diagram, the points is given that one. Elongated nucleoid. Nucleoid means it is nuclear-like material. அது போல இருக்கு. Not a true nucleus. That's why they given nucleoid which are divided into two, followed by the cytoplasm of the bacterial cell wall is also divided. Finally, they are produced two daughter nuclei or bacteria. So this process is called binary fission in bacteria. So next asexual method is fragmentation in Spirogyra. So this is the multicellular organism. Many cells which are lie one above another. So any one of the cell which are divided into different fragments due to the natural condition or environmental condition. Each fragments means tundu tunda varudhu. See the first diagram, it's look like one shape. But in the second one, it is divided into two equal fragments or unequal fragments. So each fragments which developed into a new individual. So this type of asexual reproduction is fragmentation in Spirogyra. So this is the another example for asexual reproduction. Regeneration. So regeneration means due to environmental accidental process, the body which is divided into different segments, head, body and tail. So the head which are once again regenerate the body and tail region. The body fragments which are again developed into head, body and tail. The tail one which are developed into head and body. So this is said to be the worn out parts by accidental process. The worn out part again gives rise to new individual. It is a regeneration process in planaria. So each part of the planaria which gives rise to new individual, that process is called regeneration in planaria, is another type of asexual reproduction. So dear students, I hope have you all understood different mode of asexual reproduction which is occur in the plants and animals. Dear students, this is the diagram which is given in your textbook. First one is the penicillium which are producing conidium. Second one, yeast by budding process. Third one, fragmentation in Spirogyra algae. Last one, regeneration process in planaria. So conidia formation, example penicillium. Budding and yeast, example fragment. Budding process in yeast. Fragmentation in Spirogyra. Regeneration in planaria. Dear students, up to this we have seen what is reproduction. Two type of reproduction, that is asexual and sexual reproduction. Different method of asexual reproduction which is occur in the prokaryotic cellular organism and eukaryotic cellular organism. Now we have move on to the next attribute, that is response to stimuli. So it is otherwise named as irritability. Dear students, all the organisms which are having the capacity to sensing their environment and also their response to the various external factors, that is physical factor, chemical factor and biological factor. So those factors are named as stimuli. In different stimuli, how the organism which are responding, that is said to be response to stimuli. Dear students, animals sense their particular surrounding or environment by their sense organs, that is eye, ear, nose, like that. That process is called a consciousness. But plants do not have this type of consciousness, but plant also responds to the particular stimuli. For example, sunflower which responds to the external stimuli, it's said to be sunlight. And plants which are growing towards the sunlight, that is also responding process. The opening and closing of the stomata which is present in the leafy region, that is also response to stimuli. So these are all the some example of plants which are showing response to stimuli. So plants' response to stimuli is known as irritability, but the response of animal is named as consciousness. Whatever may be, both the living organism respond to the particular stimuli created in the environment. Either it may be physical factor, chemical factor, or biological factor. So that is said to be response to stimuli. Dear students, next one is the homeostasis. What is homeostasis? That means how animals and plants which are maintaining their stability in the particular environment எப்படி நிலையா ஒரு என்விரான்மெண்ட்டில் ஸ்டேபிளாக இருக்குது, அதுக்கு பேர் தான் homeostasis. So this homeostasis is a self-regulatory product or a process which has taken place inner side of the plant and animals. By producing this self-regulation property, they are maintaining the steady state within the external environment, which is liable to the changes occurring in the environment. That is said to be homeostasis. Dear students, living things which are maintaining their self-steady phase by producing the property self-regulation depending upon the changing environment. That is called homeostasis. We all know that one. 6 months we are having summer season. 6 months, that is 3 plus 3, we are having rainy season as well as the winter season. So these are all the different external factor. Depending upon the external factor, we are maintaining our steady state by producing the property is self-regulation. That is said to be homeostasis. This homeostasis is very much essential for the living organism to maintain the internal condition and also survive or exist on the particular environment. Dear students, up to this we have seen different attributes. Another attributes are movement, nutrition, respiration, and excretion is also important attributes of all the living thing. Movements, moving from one place to another place. Nutrition, taking food material inside, that is said to be nutrition. Respiration, that is gaseous exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Excretion, removal of waste material from the body, that is said to be excretion. So these are all also other important attributes which has taken place in the living organism, both plants and animals. Dear students, each and every organism which are showing certain levels of organization. So this levels of organization begins with a minute particle is called a atom and end with a biosphere. That means from the non-living thing, a minute particle called atom. From that atom only we are existing the all over the world with a living thing. That is called a biosphere. So it starts from the minute atom and end with the highest or advanced biosphere. Each and every level of organization cannot exist in isolation. Instead of that, they form level of integration. That means they are not isolated from the environment at the time of levels of organization, but that level of organization is formed by the living organism. So that is said to be biosphere and their attributes. Now, we are going to see another important attribute which is present in both plants and animals, that is metabolism. What is metabolism? Inside the plants and animals, certain chemical reaction is taken place. That is called metabolism. So the total chemical reaction which is taken place inside the living thing is called metabolism. So this metabolism is divided into two types. One is anabolism, that is building a process, புதுசா உருவாக்குறது. Another one catabolism, that is breaking down process. ஏற்கனவே இருக்கிற பொருளை break into number of pieces. So these pieces are combined together to form a newly formed thing. That is said to be catabolism. So both catabolism and anabolism altogether named as metabolism. Simply, we can able to write in an equation, that is anabolism plus catabolism. This is the reactants. Gives, that is arrow mark, metabolism. That is the product. So simply we can able to say that one, a total sum of chemical reaction which is taken place inside the plant body, that is called or animal body, that is called metabolism, is the important 2-mark question. It is divided into two types, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is the building up process. Catabolism is the breaking down process. Next, we are going to see the important 3-mark question, the difference between anabolism and catabolism. Dear students, before going to see the metabolism process, we are going to see how the level of organization formed by the living thing. So in the previous paragraph, we have seen it start from the atom and end with the biosphere. So that means the world which is formed from the non-living thing and end with the living thing. So first one, atom. The atoms are formed the molecules. The molecules may be in the form of colloidal, crystal and a mixture. From that molecule, it produces compound. Then after that, they are produced organelles, that is said to be cell organelles, living cells. Then tissues. The tissues which are modified into organs. From that organ system is a living thing. Then individual organism. Then they are producing the population by the reproductive process. Then they are formed the community. This community living in the particular environment, that is ecosystem. Finally, they are forming the biosphere, that is plants and animals which are living in the particular earth. That is said to be biosphere with a complex structure. So this is the 3 important activities which is taken place: living cells, individual organism and a ecosystem. So these are all the different level of organization and integration between the living organism. So next we are going to see the important, very important 3-mark question. Kindly note it down in your textbook. Difference between anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism, which means building a process, that means they are producing the new thing. Another one, catabolism, they are break down the complex substance, ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கக்கூடிய பொருளை break down into simpler substance to get energy. Next one, Anabolism means a smaller molecules combine together to form a larger molecule. Okay, சின்ன சின்ன மணல் ஒன்றா சேர்ந்து we are forming the pebbles or a stone or a mountain சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, that is said to be anabolism. But catabolism means larger molecules. For example, a large stone, by using the hammer we are break into soil particle, that is said to be catabolism. So larger molecule break into smaller units. In the anabolism process, chemical energy is formed and stored. புதுசாக ஒரு எனர்ஜியை உருவாக்குறாங்க, and also it is stored in the anabolic process. But in the catabolic process, the stored chemical energy is released outside and used by the living organism. Anabolism example, synthesis of protein from the amino acid. Amino acid la irundhu we are producing the protein molecule. Protein molecule means the purpose of the protein is, what is that one? Body builders அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம். We are increasing height and weight due to the protein only. So that this is the anabolic process. Next one, the glucose which we are eating is break down into carbon dioxide and water. It is the example of catabolic process. So dear students, this is the difference between anabolism and catabolism. I hope have you all understood what is reproduction, how plants respond to the stimuli, then what is metabolism and the two types of metabolism. Everything we have seen in this video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.